6 girls, one group, and somehow the internet has decided to absolutely love some of them and absolutely not love others. Now, I want to be clear about something before we start. This is not a hate video. These are young women doing their jobs inside a machine that is bigger than all of them, but the internet has opinions, the comment sections have opinions, the fan wars have opinions. And today we are going through all of it because pretending the discourse doesn't exist helps nobody. We are doing most loved to most hated. We are doing it with receipts. And some of what I'm about to say is going to make certain sections of the fandom genuinely upset. Good, let's go. Most loved, Sophia La Forteza. Let's start with the one the entire internet has agreed on. And I mean the entire internet. Anti-fans, casual listeners, people who have never heard a KATSEYE song in their life. All of them, when pressed, will admit that Sophia La Forteza is that girl. She is from the Philippines. She has been singing since she was 3 years old. She made history as the first Filipino artist ever signed to Hybe. She finished first in the Dream Academy finale, and she has managed to do all of that while being described by literally every person who has ever shared a room with her as the warmest human being alive. Her bandmates call her the cool mom of the group. During the most brutal stretches of Dream Academy training, the kind of training that made girls say on camera that they didn't recognize themselves anymore, Sophia was the one staying up late to check on people. She hurt her ankle mid-competition, came back stronger, and didn't make it about herself for even 1 second. And here's the part that tells you everything about how the fandom feels about her. The internet has tried to find something problematic about Sophia multiple times by multiple people. With the full resources of online detective culture behind them, nothing. They found nothing because there is nothing. She is just actually like that. Filipino fans in particular have gone to war for this woman on a level that is genuinely impressive. She is their representation inside one of the biggest girl groups in the world right now, and they are not letting anyone breathe in her direction unchecked. Most loved right now, Manon Bannerman. Manon was already one of the most popular members before 2026. Over 2 million followers. The fashion, the humor, the completely effortless charisma that you genuinely cannot teach. She had a fan base that would go to the end of the earth for her before any drama happened. And then February 20th happened, and the love for Manon went from loud to deafening. We have covered the full story in a previous video, so I am not going to redo all of that here. What I will say for this breakdown is this. When the hiatus was announced, something happened that almost never happens in the music industry. Artists who had nothing to gain from involving themselves started publicly showing up for her anyway. Normani followed her. Lee Ann Pinnock followed her. Tiffany Haddish, Halle Bailey. These are not random fans. These are women who have lived a version of this story themselves, and they showed up without anyone asking them to. The love for Manon right now is not just fandom love. It is the kind of love that shows up when people believe someone has been wronged, and they refuse to let it be quiet. That is a different kind of loyalty, and it is louder than ever. Most loved and most robbed of her flowers, Lara Raj. Lara Raj does not get nearly enough credit, and the fandom is getting increasingly loud about this. She is Indian American. She has been performing since she was a child. Before Dream Academy, she appeared in a campaign video for Michelle Obama's Global Girls Alliance. She is openly part of the LGBT+ community and has spoken about it publicly in a way that has made her one of the most important figures in the group for fans who rarely see themselves represented in this space. People who go to KATSEYE Live shows consistently say the same thing about Lara. She is the one you cannot look away from. Something about her stage presence locks your eyes and does not let go. But in a group this stacked with charisma, it is easy to get overlooked in the write-ups. Her fan base is small, fierce, and extremely tired of explaining why she deserves more shine than she gets. If you have been sleeping on Lara Raj, the icons have been trying to wake you up for over a year now. The most underrated member in a group full of people who are being slept on. That is a specific kind of frustrating, and her fans feel it every single day. Beloved and completely unbothered, Megan Sky and Dial. Megan is one of the most naturally likable people in this group. She is from Honolulu. She has been dancing since she was 4. Her stage energy is something fans talk about after every single performance. And almost all the drama that has surrounded KATSEYE in the last year has had absolutely nothing to do with her. I said almost, because there was one moment that the internet noticed. During the Manon situation, a post went up comparing what happened to Manon to the documented experiences of black women in girl groups. Megan reposted it and then deleted it fast, but the fandom had already seen it. She posted it, she deleted it, it, and the fandom respected her for both things simultaneously because they understood. She is under contract. She is navigating a label that has already shown exactly how it handles dissent, and she still posted it even knowing she would have to take it down. That one repost, up for maybe 20 minutes, deleted, never mentioned again, told the fandom everything they needed to know about where Megan's heart was. She is not the drama. She is just sitting very close to it and handling it with more grace than most adults twice her age would manage. Controversial by circumstance. Yoonchae Jung. Yoonchae is the youngest member. She is South Korean. She dreamed of this since she was a child. BTS is the reason she got into K-pop. She worked for years to get here. She earned her spot. And then Hybe put her in a situation no 17-year-old should ever be put in. When Gnarly dropped and the internet discovered the song contained audio sampled from an adult film, the outrage centered on Yoonchae because she was 17 at the time. She performed this song. She appeared in the video. She did the choreography. She did all of it because she was a teenager who had just debuted and was not in a position to look at the label and say no. The criticism was never meant for Yoonchae. The people paying attention directed it squarely at Hybe, but she is new enough to this industry and young enough that the noise around her name landed anyway. The fandom has been protective of Yoonchae in the same way they are protective of any teenager who got dropped into the deep end by adults who absolutely should have known better. She did not create the controversy. She was placed inside it by the people who were supposed to be protecting her, and that is a completely different thing. Most controversial, Daniela Avanzini. And now we get to the one the comment sections genuinely cannot stop arguing about. I want to say something before I get into this. Daniela is talented, genuinely, objectively, undeniably talented. She has been dancing since she was 3 years old. Her mother was the first Cuban woman to win a world ballroom championship. Daniela herself was a top 10 finalist on So You Think You Can Dance. On pure performance, she belongs in this group. That is not the debate. The debate is everything that has happened around her in the last 2 years, and there is a lot of it. So let's go through it. Strike 1. Playboy Cardi. Daniela said in a public interview that Playboy Cardi saved her life. The internet immediately surfaced his 2022 arrest record on domestic violence charges. The backlash was fast and loud, and people started throwing the word canceled around like it was going out of style. Here is my honest take on this one. People are allowed to have artists who mean something to them personally without endorsing everything that artist has ever done. Music saves people. That is a real thing. This particular controversy was reaching, but it opened a door, and the internet walked through that door and started looking harder at Daniela, and what they found next was not as easy to dismiss. Strike 2. The Billie Eilish moment. KATSEYE are in an interview. Songs that represent the members come up. Someone mentions Billie Eilish's Lunch. The song the entire world understands is a queer love song. Daniela's face when the song gets mentioned does something. Something visible. Something fans clocked in real time and screenshotted and posted and dissected for weeks. Lara is openly part of the LGBT plus community. KATSEYE's fan base is enormously LGBTQ plus. The timing of this reaction in that specific interview could not have been worse. Daniela never addressed it directly, which meant the speculation filled the silence. Strike 3. Her father. We have covered this in full in a previous video, but the short version for this breakdown is this. During Manon's hiatus, an account believed to belong to Daniela's father left a series of public comments dismissing Manon, calling Daniela superior to Blackpink's Lisa in terms fans called racist, and telling Manon to come back when she was ready to work. Daniela did not make those comments. Her father did, and her father apologized. But here's the thing. Daniela never said anything publicly. Not one statement. Not one post. While her bandmate's entire career was being discussed across every platform simultaneously, Daniela was silent, and the internet noticed the silence the same way it noticed the comments. Daniela has genuine, devoted fans who will absolutely come for you in the comments if you say any of this. They are loyal, and they are consistent, and they are not interested in this narrative. But the narrative exists, the receipts exist, and the comment sections are not quieting down. Here is the thing that the most loved versus most hated format never fully captures. Almost none of this is about talent. Every single one of these girls can perform at a level that most artists spend their whole careers trying to reach. The difference between loved and hated is not the dancing or the vocals or the stage presence. It is the decisions, the circumstances, the silences, the things said and the things that weren't. And in most cases, the circumstances came from outside: the label, the parents, the survival show producers, the marketing team, adults making decisions around young women who are doing their best to navigate something genuinely enormous. Drop your bias in the comments. I genuinely want to know who you are writing for and why. Like and subscribe if you made it this far. You are a real one. I will see you in the next one. Peace.